Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. Today I'm gonna show y'all how to find the volume of cylinders, spheres, and cones. Alright, as you can see, I've written the formulas to find cylinders, which is in example 1. The volume is pi, which is normally used as 3.14, times radius squared times height. Alright, but with this handy calculator, so let's say I want to find 9 times pi, instead of just doing 9 times 3.14, I can do 9 times the pi button, which is second, and then the to the power of button. It gives me a more accurate answer. Round to the nearest hundredth is what most teachers will tell you to do. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. I'm going to round to the nearest hundredth. If you need to round to the nearest thousandth, then just do what your teacher tells you to. Alright, so we're finding, so it's given us the height, so we can write h equals 5, and then it's given us the diameter, and the diameter is just the radius, it's just double the radius. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to split 8 in half so we get the radius. If we do 8 divided by 2, we get 4, so the radius equals 4. We plug it in to our calculator. 5 times 4 squared, 5 times 4 squared gives us 80, and then we multiply it by pi. If your calculator doesn't have a pi button, you're just going to have to use 3.14. And then we get 251.33, because we're going to round up. So actually, yeah, alright, sorry there, my mind went blank for a minute. And so we would get the volume is 251.33 kilometers cubed. Again, you may round it differently, or you can write it as, another way to write it is you can write it as 80 times pi kilometers cubed. That'll give you a more implicit answer, but more accurate. Okay, so for example 2, let's do a cone. Alright, so in this cone, it gives us the radius, so we don't have to split it in half. And it gives us the height of 20 feet. Alright, so we're going to use the formula. We're going to take pi. we're going to multiply it by the radius squared, which is 10 to the power of 2, which is 100. And then we're going to multiply it by 20, because that's the height. And then we're going to divide it by 3. And that gives us 2,094.4 feet cubed. Again, you may round it differently. So 2,049.4 feet cubed. If you round it to the tenths place, it would also be 0.4. So the same as if you round it to the hundredths place. All right. Okay, for our third example, again, you would get a different answer if you used 3.14 instead of the pi button. For our third example, we have just a sphere. So it already gives us the diameter. So we're going to have 16.8 divided by 2 gives us 8.4. So our radius is 8.4 feet. Actually, that's and so for sphere, you take 4/3. So let's do 4/3. Then we're going to multiply it by pi. I'm going to use the pi button, but again, it depends if your teacher wants you to use 3.14 or the pi button. And then we're going to multiply it by the radius cubed. Multiply it by 8.4 cubed. And that gives us, if I round it to the hundredths place, that gives us 2,482.71 feet cubed. Again, your answer will be different if you use 3.14. For example 4, let's do another cone. So it gives us the diameter of 22 feet, and it also gives us the height, which is 22 feet as well. Hope you guys can see that clearly. All right. So a cone is pi. Well, first of all, we have to find the radius, which is 22 over 2, which is 11. So the radius is 11. So let's take pi. Let's multiply it by the radius, which is 11 squared, which is 121. Excuse me. Let's multiply it by the height, which is 22. And then let's divide it by 3. Our answer is 2,787.64 feet cubed. For our last example, actually we might do one more after this. Let's say it gives us a cone. Let's do a cylinder. So it gives us the radius, 4 centimeters, and it gives us the height of 6 centimeters. Alright, cylinder, pi times r squared, so 16, times 6, because that's the height, and we get 301.59 centimeters cubed. Alright, so let's write that. Alright, let's do one more. Let's do a sphere, because we've only done one sphere so far. Let's suppose that it gives us a sphere like this. It gives us the radius of 12 meters. Alright, so for a sphere, you take pi, well, you take 4/3, then you take pi, then you multiply it by the radius cubed, so 12 to the power of 3, and that gives us 7,238.23 meters cubed. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned how to find the volume of a cylinder, a cone, and a sphere. And just as a bonus out there, if you want to find the volume of a pyramid, it's 1/3 times base times height, and that's it. Alright, I want to thank you all for watching, and yeah, thank you, bye.